Okay, so the first thing we need to do is take off the existing plenum, and step one is just to remove this cover right here. Pops right out. Be a little careful. These go into these little grommets here. Sometimes they'll stick to these, so just make sure you don't lose those so it can click back in place. I'm gonna put that aside for just 1 second. We need to remove these two bolts from the throttle body that hold the plenum on. There's a TORX bit that holds this this boost pressure sensor on, and then these two charge pipes that are held on just by these screws. So I'm going to start with the charge pipes. And one thing I like to have is just a magnetic bowl to put, loose articles. I'm just going to stick it over here for now. So just use a flathead screwdriver and go ahead and loosen these up. And the easiest way to do this is just to have them come all the way undone. You can still slide them off with them attached, but Porsche gave some nice clamps here that go back in place very easily. So let me just show you what that looks like removed, and that'll just go right back into place. Put this over here. Sorry about that. And then remove the other side. Same process. Just loosen this guy up. Not sure, it's probably an 8mm. If you want to use the ratchet, flathead works fine. Again, I'm just gonna set this over here. Let me just pull these off while I have this supported by the throttle body. Nice thing is these are flexible, so you can kind of just bend them around a little bit. Don't get too crazy, but easy to do. Next, we're gonna take a T30 TORX bit and just loosen up. There we go. Just be very careful. This is an electronic. You want to be careful around electronics. Just gonna take my hand out, and again, I'll put this in my magnetic dish here so I don't lose it. Just be careful, you don't want to drop bolts. Now we just take the boost pressure sensor out of the plenum. You can feel it. Just make sure you put this somewhere safe. You don't want the inside getting damaged at all. And then the same TORX bit, the T30 is going to work for these two screws. You're just going to turn them until they pop, and you'll hear a little popping. I've removed mine, so that initial pop's gonna not going to be present. And then these things just pop right out now, so you put a finger underneath. There it goes. So you can still loosen them, but they do pull right out. So there's one side. Put this to the side, and let me just get under there for the other side. Pulls right out, and that's it to remove the plenum. Now there's one more step. Let me just take it off the throttle body. Underneath you're gonna have basically two vacuum lines, pressure lines. Push down these two tabs. You can use a pair of pliers to do that, or your hands. You'll see that'll come right out. This is the factory plenum, and just to show you what this looks like. In here, there's two push pins that kind of clamp down and allow that to come out. Now we need to install the IPD plenum. Now to install the IPD plenum, it's pretty straightforward. It comes with this blocker that you're just going to stick in this section. And you gotta kind of get it lined up perfectly and just press it. It's a bit of a fun one, I guess. There it goes. Gets right into place. Just be patient with that. No need to damage or break any of this plastic here. And then the plenum just slides right in, like so. And then I'm just gonna pull this charge pump out of the way. Just slide it right on the throttle body and have these bolts in. Let me just take them out. To the side. This way it's going to hold on to the stock throttle body. That just pushes in there. Everything should be snug, not sure. I'm going to put the boost pressure sensor on first. This is a 4mm hex key or Allen key. Just pull this bolt that is provided with the kit out. The sensor goes right inside. Just press down on that. Get that lined up. And with the 4mm hex, just drop that in. You don't need to over tighten this. I mean, you could just hand tighten it. There's no torque spec on that. Just be gentle with it. Now let's go ahead and secure the plenum to the throttle body, and it's just these two bolts. They're a 6mm hex. Let me just put that on my socket. And you don't need to use a extension. I just like using them just to kind of show you, leave a little space between my hand. Oops, sorry. Leave a little space between my hand. You're just going to drive these down. Pretty easy process. I'll come back to this. I mean, it's really pretty straightforward. It's on there enough just to kind of show you for now. And then just connect up the charge pipes. Very easy to slide them over the inlets, like so. Get the other side. And if you ever do, these do go on pretty easy, but if you ever do have an issue, you can just wipe just a little residue of oil on these tubes to help lubricate them, and they'll go right on. So let's just put these clamps back together. I just hand tighten them just to get them going. Come back in with a screwdriver. On the other side, same thing. Just hand tighten them. And go ahead and just drive that bolt down. I do apologize, I'm sorry. I'd usually be on the other side, but I have a light set up there. Just get this one and then I'll reset the camera. You know what? I think you know how to screw something. This clamp just goes on. Tighten that up. I'm gonna do it, and I'll have a picture of it finished. So we're gonna tighten this, tighten these two down, and then just put this cover. It's not gonna fit on with those sticking out, but cover just clips right back in place. I'll have some pictures of the finished install. I trust that you guys know how to screw something down. So I just have a little bit of limited room with this light, but a very easy install. As you can see, it takes a total of about 10 minutes. Just be patient, take your time. Everything goes in place. It's a well-manufactured part. And enjoy. We'll get some, in a follow-on video, show some performance numbers and driving impressions. We're also going to dyno the before and after, so you'll see the performance gains with the IPD Plenum. Thank you.